On one regular school day, an explosion happened while the students were having their class, which killed them all. One antisocial female student named Wakaba was reincarnated in a fantasy world as Kumoko, a weak, nameless, level 1 spider. Although she was already reincarnated in a new body, she still has the memory of her past life. At first, she freaks out, realizing that she was reborn as a spider. However, Kumoko has very content and accepting behavior. That being said, it did not take too long for her to accept her current condition. When she realizes that her siblings and mother are eating their own kind, she quickly escapes that unsafe zone. On her way inside the dungeon, she discovers from a voice system that she can gain experiences and skills as she grows and wins over her enemies. Just like the isekai game she was playing back when she was still a human. At first, she was so excited, but she eventually realized that it was not as easy as she thought it would be. Moments later, while she wandered around the dungeon, she found a dead body of a spider of her own kind. She also discovers that she can use spider silk just like normal spiders. She gets so excited that she quickly uses all her silk to create a web. When she gets tired, she feels extremely weak. She then uses her survival instinct and eats the dead spider that she saw. As a result, the system labels her as a cannibal. Her status improves and she regains energy and strength. As she continues to explore the cave, she finds a trapped frog on a web. Then, she decided to attack it but got injured by the toxic acid it released. As she was put in a life and death situation, she used all her might to win over the frog. Meanwhile, her other classmates happened to be reincarnated in that fantasy world as well. When they reunited with each other during the welcome party at the Magic Academy, they realized that most of them were reincarnated in a very unexpected way. Good thing, just like Wakaba, they still have the memories of their past lives. Their homeroom teacher, Miss Oka, is reborn as an elf named Philimos, who looks younger than anybody else and is currently their fellow student. The two male best friends are reincarnated as nobles. Yamada is reborn as a prince named Shlain, who has an overprotective younger sister named Su, while Oshima is reborn as a girl named Karia. Natsume, the airheaded in their class, is also reborn as a prince from another kingdom, while Hase is reborn as his female confidant named Yuri. On top of everyone is their popular school queen bee, Mirei, who is reborn as an earth dragon named Faye. A quick flashback is shown as how Mirei bullies Wakaba back in her previous life. Then, it goes back to the present time, where Shlain is approached by Hugo to know more about his hero brother, Julius. When Hugo leaves, Faye opens about her bad karma for bullying Wakaba as she is the only one not reincarnated as a human. Meanwhile, inside the dungeon, another frog was trapped in Kumoko's web. Knowing how to handle this enemy, she immediately defeated it and ate it. After eating the frog, she leveled up. She then realizes that whenever she levels up, she regains her full health back, and all of the physical damages she received will restore back to normal. While she stays on her web, she detects a trapped creature on one of its webs. It was a human holding a mystery egg. When the human saw her moving closer, he burned the web and quickly escaped, leaving the egg in the process. Kumoko then feels that her house is no longer safe, so she works so hard to expand it as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, when she gets tired of renovating her house, she thought of eating the egg. However, the eggshell is so hard that she cannot break it, no matter what method she tries. Kumoko then asked the system about the egg, and the system revealed that it was a dragon egg. She then decided to keep it for a while and enjoyed her newly renovated house. Not long after, her spider silks received signals that there is an intruder. Turns out that these are the allies of the human who left the egg, and they plan to retrieve it. That being said, they purposely burned the whole house of Kumoko. Then, out of despair, Kumoko runs quickly to escape the fire. She felt pity for herself that she had to keep running away because she was weak. Not to mention, she feels the same way about her previous life. From then on, she promised herself that she would become stronger. So, fought several monsters for several days just to level up even more. One day, after escaping a bunch of centipede-like insects, Kumoko comes across a giant green snake that has clearly higher level than her. Kumoko knows that there is no way she can beat the giant snake. However, she is extremely determined to survive and be stronger. She strategically fights the snake and gives everything she got to kill it. After killing the snake, she reaches level 10 and is given two evolution options: Lesser Taratect or Small Taratect. She then undergoes evolution after choosing to evolve as a small Taratect. Meanwhile, Shlain shows the Book of Earth Dragon Evolution to Faye. He then points out what kind of evolution Faye wants to undergo as he wants her to evolve into a strong, cool-looking Earth Dragon. They even talked about the appearances of some of her kind in the forest and the killings they committed. Moments later, Kumiko wakes up after undergoing evolution. Moreover, she learns new skills that give her the advantages to win easily over her usual enemies in the dungeon. Not long after wandering and hunting around the dungeon, she levels up. A few moments later, Kumiko comes across the humans who burnt her house. She wants to fight them, but after she learns that their level is on a different level, she decides to run for her life again. While running from the humans, she saw 3 lizards coming her way. Kumiko then uses her great speed to outrun them all and let the humans face the lizards. As she continuously ran, Kumiko fell deeper into the dungeon. Meanwhile, the students of the Magic Academy are called to have a practical exam. They go to the nearby forest where they meet their teacher who will teach them water magic. Part of their training is to use water blast magic and hit the target area. As expected, Shlain showcases his flawless magic. The same is true with Yugo and Karia. Some other students, however, are having difficulties controlling the direction of the water. Yuri, on the other hand, has masterfully cast her water magic, but since she wants to gain a higher level of power, she works very hard all the time. Yugo, being the show-off and hot-tempered person, burned the shooting target with his fire magic. Shlain immediately stopped the fire, which was not liked by Yugo. Not long after, they felt an ominous presence coming from the wilderness of the forest. Then, a magical force coming from the woods is fast approaching the location of the students. Their teacher tries to block the magical force with his magical barrier, but it is too strong for him to stop. Thus, receiving the magical force took away his life. It's like a force that disintegrates everything it touches. Soon after, an earth dragon emerges from the ground. This causes fear among them, but Yugo thinks it can be the best way for him to show off. He attacks the monster with fire magic, but the monster can nullify it. The earth dragon then sent Yugo flying in mid-air after hitting him with his tail. To survive the deadly situation, Shlain, together with Karia, Su, and Yuri, tried their best to stop the monster. Their force, however, was not enough to tame the monster. Meanwhile, Yugo wakes up and randomly shoots fireballs, even hurting his classmates in the process. Realizing this, Shlain knocks him out using water magic. Soon after, Faye joins them and immediately attacks the monster. With the help of Shlain, they successfully behead the monster. Despite the victory they achieve, Faye seems unhappy, for she is now labeled as a cannibal after killing her own parent. On the other hand, Kumiko is still thriving to grow and survive in the harsh environment inside the dungeon.